guys, King's Customs back with another video. Today we're doing some more body work here on the truck. We got some plans coming up for this truck. We've got something in the mail coming up, and we're gonna have another video of that when it gets here. Alright, so we got the truck in the garage now. Here's what I was talking about with the rust on the bed. Here we actually got some holes here, it's poking through. I've already started to chip the paint off. I've got some bubbling under here, and on the other side we also have a hole and some more bubbling. So my plans are to actually cut this out and weld in new metal. It's kind of hard to see here, it's kind of dark, but I'm gonna run a die grinder through here and cut all this out and weld a new sheet in. I'll get back to you. I'm going to try to take these flares off and see how that goes. Alright, sorry if you guys can't hear me right now. It's kind of cold here. I got the heater going on in the corner. But we're getting this chipped away. I've got some layout lines put on here. I'm starting to chip this bubble away. I actually had to go with a different plan for this. These will not come off. These are the bolts on the back are pretty rusted in. I mean, it's a 2000, I don't know what more to expect out of it. But I'm just going to go ahead and cut it along these lines, leave the flares on, and go ahead and cut this out. Alright, so now I got everything cut out. I'm pretty close to getting this side all done. I'm going to move over to the other side and cut it out just like I did here. And then after I get everything cut out, I'm going to go ahead and start to weld it in. I've got some sheet metal here. I'm just going to use something like this. Of course, I'm going to clean it up. It's been sitting in the garage for a while. But I'm going to patch it in with this, and then after that, we'll move forward in this process. I've got the edges ground down to the bare metal. I'm starting to get some lines put in here. I'm starting to cut stuff out. The other side, I got it cut out here, ground down to the bare metal, and I'm actually gonna show you what I was thinking about doing here. I've got this metal here that I was going to put in here, and you know, we got some lines drawn on here right now, and we're gonna draw them up, connect them, cut it out, weld it in, and I'll let you know how that goes. I'll get back to you after I get this welded back in. So once the body panels are welded in, you can go ahead and start to body fill it. But this is just a light coat. I mean, it's just been put on, so it's still wet. As I'm waiting for that to dry, I started working on the other side over here, and I actually had a really hard time figuring out how I wanted to cut this out because of all these complex angles and edges. So I took this piece of paper and taped it over, and it actually works very well to get a template, and you can put out on your sheet metal. Actually, here is the template, and then after that you can go ahead and cut it out. So it's just transferred over here, and once that's done, I'm going to weld it back in here, and it should fit pretty well. The other side went in fairly easy, so hopefully this side will go in just as easy. Alright, so once that template's all cut out, and you can go ahead and put the panel in, you want to tack it just a little bit. You can see here I tacked it, I don't know, every half inch or so. And then when you're done, you get a little bump on the outside edge. You want to grind that away, that way there's nothing left over. Here you can see just how I have it. And then now that this is done, we're going to go ahead and put body filler in. The other side's going fairly well. I'm just waiting for it to finish drying, then I'm going to add a little bit more and sand it. So I'm going to do this side, and I'll get back to you guys here in a little bit. So some people might wonder why I decided to go with this method instead of buying one of the wheel well arch patches. And my reason being, I didn't feel like spending $50 for something I could get at a hardware store for $13. We went to our local hardware store and got the metal for the patch here and the other side. This one we were able to do with metal we had just laying around in the garage, but this is one we had to go get metal for as well as the other side. And like I said, it was only $13 at the hardware store on top of the fiberglass hard fill that I put on here. Keep in mind, after this, you still want to sand this down a little bit. Go ahead and fill in some of the low spots. I've got one that runs right here and a little over here, but still sand it down, fill it in again, and then after that you can go through with your top coat of Bondo, the light coat, and skim it, sand it, and then once you're done there, it's up to you to kind of decide where you want to go. After that, you can paint it, you can primer, paint it. I'm actually gonna prime it, and then afterwards I've got something else coming up for this, so I got to get the body work done, and then I can move forward with the rest of it from there. So yeah, you don't have to spend a lot of money to fix something. You can do it different ways. I've done it this way and it worked really well, so I'm glad I went with the decision I made. Alright, well, unfortunately I can't finish sanding mine tonight. I ran out of sandpaper. But you can finish this at home yourself. I'll walk you through it real quick. You want to sand this edge down, sand it all down, get it extremely flat. That way you can't look down the side of the truck until you did any work to it. You want to sand the edge especially to get the rough edge off of here. You don't want to see a hard transition into your old paint. It's really going to make for a crappy job and waste of time. So you want to start with 120, knock everything down, and work your way up to a higher grit. And then from there, you want to prime it and paint it to your vehicle's paint color. The conclusion of this video, I hope this has helped you in some way. Be sure to like the page, subscribe, leave your comments below. Let me know what you thought. Summer's going to be coming up soon, so that means more truck stuff, so there'll be more content for you guys. If you like it, come back, see some more. Catch you later. Peace.